From the region of San Bernardino, California, we welcome you to live coverage of the L-TAC Racing League here on LSRTV. We are at Fontana, California at the Auto Club Speedway for tonight's Sad Logan 200. 100 circuits around the 2-mile D-shaped oval of Auto Club Speedway, one that should not disappoint multi-groove racing and drivers with the capabilities of going 5 wide. Good evening, friends. Marty Sakala with you alongside Zach Taylor. We'll check in with Brockton Packard in just a second. Welcome to Virtual Auto Club. We're so glad you could join us on LSR TV. Zach, let's begin by talking about the season so far. We've seen a parity of winners to start things off, even though we've got one repeat winner. We're 7 races in, 6 different winners this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the standout name so far this season has been all Joseph Causey. That guy has had a fast car every single week. Whether it was the short track of Nashville, the Speedway of Darlington, that guy has been fast, and he's going to be fast again tonight. Last week, we had a little bit of a surprise winner. Ryan Dingler got his first career win. Can he go 2 in a row tonight? I'm not saying it won't happen, but I think that he's going to have to go through Joseph Causey first.
We'll see what happens there. Dingler and Causey, by the way, tied for the point standings, for the points lead coming in with 253 points. Dingler's got the win, though, this season compared to Causey. Let's bring in another analyst, Brockton Packard. Brockton, good evening. Let's talk about how the car races around Auto Club Speedway. A lot of drivers have been getting some extra practice, of course, because they raced it unofficial in iRacing last week. We saw what happened Sunday with the NASCAR Cup Series, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with loose cars on cold tires, and maybe specifically the right rear of the machine.
Absolutely. These things with as little side forces they have will snap around in just a couple seconds. If you're going 4 or 5 wide, like we'll probably see coming to the end of this race on worn tires, I'd expect to see those guys getting pinched down on the bottom and sliding their way back up to the wall as we're seeing this qualifying run. Sitting up next to that wall, it's going to be treacherous.
Connor LaFrance sets the bar at a 42.09 in qualifying, while Frank Flores answers back. While we're at this, gives us the opportunity to let you know that the Sad Logan 200, a part of the L-TAC Racing League, is brought to you by our friends of Tucson Sound Art. Tucson Sound Art introduces an entirely new and enjoyable way to listen to music in your home. Uploading and making your own images and pictures into Sound Art is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Everyone who looks at the picture will wonder where the great sound is coming from. A single charge will last days and give you the ability to go truly wireless with no power cables. Sound Art looks good in any room in the house, from the front room to the back room. The speakers are powered by batteries and receive audio via Bluetooth, meaning nobody will even know that the art they are looking at is actually producing the sound they're hearing. Tucson Sound Art specializes in creating custom artwork from your personal artwork and photos. You can also choose images from their expansive collection of high-quality photos. It's the perfect gift for friends, family, and business associates. To learn more, visit www.tucsonsoundart.com. Kyle Green currently with the quick time of a 41.3 on the track. And Zach, we noticed this in practice, by the way, but with the race being called the Sound Logan 200, Kyle has gone all in, the chips in the pot, with Sad Logan on his trading paint scheme.
Absolutely, he has, and I give him an A+ for effort. That is a beautiful paint scheme by Kyle Green there. And that thing would look really, really good with some confetti on it.
Absolutely. Who would know what happened if he can take Logan to victory lane and turn Sad Logan into Happy Logan? For those wondering on the name, this race replaced the Charlotte Roval after the cautions we had at Nashville Fairgrounds last week, which was in the double digits. It was a race that Logan Hamilton was looking forward to as he got his first win there and was disappointed that it was replaced, hence the Sad Logan 200. You could also call it the Fontana 200, who knows, whatever you want to call it.
And I don't think Logan Hamilton's going to be too awful sad with this qualifying run here. He goes down, he runs a 41.352. That's not even a 10th off of the pole.
Top 3 all Toyotas at the moment. We've got a great car count of about 26. Speaking of Nashville Fairgrounds, if you missed this last week, here is the top 10. Ryan Dingler took home the win by about a half second on Joseph Causey. Logan Hamilton finished third. Rayler Butcher Benjamin finished in fourth, and Ryan Duke rounded out the top 5. Sean Deal 6th, Grant Peterson 7th, Kyle Green 8th, Hunter Thrower 9th, and Mario LaPinta was in 10th position. The last time we were here at Auto Club was back in the May of 2021. 9 yellows, 28 of the laps were run under yellow. The race went into 2 overtime sessions, going to 109 laps, 17 lead changes among 7 drivers. Logan Hamilton led the most laps with 56, keep in mind. So I don't know why he should be sad about it, because he was up front most of this race. Probably because he only managed to finish in 5th position last year. Joseph won the race last year, with Anthony Muzzotti finishing in 2nd. Colin Stone rounded out the top 3. Qualifying is in the books, and with the quick time of 41.297, starting from pole position, the number 18 of Kyle Green, Ryan Duke, will start from the runner-up position. Zach, final thoughts here before we get set for opening ceremonies.
These guys are going to be challenged tonight. People at home, you're not going to want to miss this one. You have got to see these guys do what they do best, to drive these race cars around this treacherous 2-mile oval in California.
Brockton, anything from you?
Hey man, you guys are putting the nail in the wood and slamming it with the hammer. This is going to be fun, treacherous, and I'm excited about this one.
Absolutely. With that being said, it's time to go trackside for opening ceremonies. Those who are able, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the U.S. National Anthem. We'd also like to take this opportunity to get to think of those in Ukraine after what we are going through, hoping the best for them after their war at the moment against Russia. Sad times we are living through right now at the moment. Our lucky draw is happening in just a couple of moments. For those wondering what the lucky draw is in the L-TAC Racing League, a number is drawn between the numbers 1 through 26. And if that driver starts in the position of the number drawn, wins the race, they will receive 3 bonus points. So we will get that number to you very shortly. So the number is 4. That is the lucky draw. So starting in 4th position tonight is Matt Rucci in the 48. If he wins this race, he will get 4 bonus points in the number 48. Rucci comes into this series 11th in standings after a rough one last week at Indianapolis, despite finishing 2nd in that race. However, though, losing 7 spots from last week. Let's break down the analysis here for today as we get ready to go green flag racing. 100 laps, 200 miles around the Auto Club Speedway. Should likely be only 1 pit stop for the drivers here, if not 2. But a big thing that we were looking at, once again, we talked about it pre-race, tires. After the Atlanta reconfiguration, this is probably the most abrasive track on the NASCAR schedule these days. And it's all about 4 tires and fuel no matter what you do. But at the same time here, Brockton, there's a limited set of drivers. All drivers have 5 sets.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 4 sets in the pits and 1 on the car as we start the race. And let me tell you guys this, I won a league race here with the S&B Cup Series, and the tires are crucial. You need to make sure you have at least 1 set of tires within that last 20 laps, or if a caution comes out, you could be going to the back in a hurry.
Who knows what could be who knows what could happen here tonight. Zach, we're also looking at the draft here tonight as well, because it's really easy to get a nice little slipstream off the driver in front of you, specifically down the front stretch coming across the start-finish line. That's the way how Daniel Suarez and Kyle Larson were battling for the win last Sunday in the real-life Wise Power 400.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with these new cars, that diffuser, it just puts so much air out from the bottom to where you don't have that really tight feeling anymore behind of a guy, because the air is getting disrupted by that diffuser. But it's almost like that diffuser creates a vacuum underneath the car and underneath your car, which just sucks you up to that guy in front of you. You could gain 10, 15 miles per hour very easily on the guy in front of you if you have his draft and he doesn't have anybody's. So if you can manage that draft tonight, if the leader can manage to draft and keep everybody out of it, then he's got a decent shot tonight. Whereas if the guy behind of him can just hang on in the draft, we're going to have a really close race tonight.
With that being said, it's time to look at our starting grid for the race tonight around Auto Club. Kyle Green and Ryan Duke make up the front row in the 18 and the number 96. Kyle Green on pole position this season. Logan Hamilton and Matt Rucci round out row number 2. Connor LaFrance and Jeremy Berger in row number 3. Joseph Causey and Barrett Morton in row 4. And Grant Peterson and Barrick Uphold round out the top 10. Tyler Greneau and Ryan Dangler take up row number 6. Colin Stone, Mario Lapinto, row number 7. Stefan Purcell, Anthony Mazzotti in row number 8. Sean Deal, Robert Pattengale in row number 9. And rounding out the top 20, Justin Wilson and Hunter Thrower. Zach, why don't you give us the rest of the starting lineup?
Absolutely. P31 is going to be Frank Flores, and P22, Joseph. P23, Richard Springer. P24, Jeff Brogdon. P25, Kevin Franks. And rounding out the field tonight is the number 3 car, P26, Nate Brooker.
4 drivers decided not to take time. As you can see, Springer, Brogdon, Franks, and Brooker on the bottom of your screen. All of the drivers on track amongst the top 21, with the exception of Joseph. They were separated by 0.7 of a second on their qualifying time. Let's take a look at your weather coming on into tonight. Set on iRacing Day, just entering 1 p.m. local time, which is Pacific time, 4 p.m. our time. 72 degrees and partly cloudy. A very slick track. 116 degrees is the track temp. A lot of drivers are going to be getting loose here tonight. Winds blowing at 2 miles an hour to the north. 54 degrees is the humidity. 26 inches of HG rising. So as we get ready, you see here the drivers are making their way down pit road, not only just to set their tachometer to the pit road speed limit, but also to know where their pit stalls are. Keep in mind, because this is like maybe the second or third time drivers are knowing where their pit stall is, so they gotta know where it is. If you're using a spotter pack specifically like Crew Chief, you'll know where your pit stall is, but it's a great idea here, Zach, to figure out where your pit is, especially when it goes in order.
Definitely, absolutely. And really, Auto Club, they have a bunch of these access spots to where in real life they would be used as places for emergency vehicles to come in and out of, and so on and so forth. Whereas here on iRacing, from where we don't use those, they're just open spots. So yes, the pit stalls may be in order, but with those spots there, you could be 3 spots back of where you would actually be at if it was a real life circumstance. So we take an extra lap here, let these guys get those pit stalls down, and then we'll go green this time by.
As we get ready for the green flag here, Brockton, your keys to the race.
Yeah, you guys touched on it a little bit before, but my keys to the race are protect your tires and protect the top. We might not see it right off the bat, but that top line is going to become gold as this race goes on. Keep your nose clean and keep everybody behind you, and you will find yourself in victory lane.
Drivers are in turns number 3 and 4 following the iRacing pace truck. 26 strong are ready to take the green flag for 100 laps, California style, here at Auto Club Speedway. They make their way through turns 3 and 4. And in the words of Buffalo Bills Hall of Famer head coach Marv Levy, where else would you rather be than right here, right now for the L-TAC Racing League? 2 Toyotas make the front row as we're ready for the green flag. It is showtime at Fontana. Kyle Green gets off with a great jump. Logan Hamilton, Ryan Duke go at it in turn number 1, side by side. High side, though, gain the draft at the moment. Kyle Green cuts down in front of the 12 of Hamilton. Nearly 3 wide for the race lead off at turn number 2. Kyle Green trying to get the advantage, but here comes Hamilton. Down to the inside, side by side with help for the 48 of Matt Rucci. And it's a 4-way battle for the race lead into turn 3.
Absolutely, and it's Hamilton versus Kyle Green all the way through 3 and 4 right here, side by side. And Logan Hamilton looks like he's going to lead the first lap of the sad Logan 200.
And unfortunately, Logan's face does not lead at the start-finish line. Hamilton takes lap number 1, though. Ironically, Logan has the lead, and sad Logan goes back to second. That's the perfect thing. Big setups here for the drivers here in this league. And a bunch of grooves here. That's one of my favorite things about Auto Club here, Zach. It's like a dirt track, multiple grooves. The high sides like the cushion, that's the fastest way around. We got 4 wide, by the way, about mid-pack. It's getting really dicey here early on.
Absolutely, and Logan Hamilton leads lap 1. Kyle Green says, I'm going to fire back here. He goes to the bottom in 3 and 4 and takes it back from Logan Hamilton. Kyle Green's going to lead lap 2, but just by a nose.
Hamilton trying the side draft here. Surprised we're seeing side drafts early here at Fontana early. Hamilton with the preferred line. Let's see if he can get it to stick. Kyle Green trying to get the bite. Only issue for Green here, driving on the low line. He's using up a little bit more tires. In fact, all the drivers that are going side by side, they are using up their tires as well. Green tucks it back in line. Here comes Jeremy Berger starting from 6th. He is up into 3rd position. Battling Kyle Green looking inside, trying to go the shortest way around the track. Can he put the slider up on Logan Hamilton? He cannot, and he could get shuffled out of here because Duke, Berger, and the 10 of LaFrance all working together as Hamilton tries to get a gap a little bit on the runner-ups.
Yeah, absolutely, and Kyle Green's kind of in no man's land here. The bottom, it seems to be working here in 1 and 2 early on in this race. As Logan Hamilton has his faith in the outside, he's going to roll that top line, and he is going to clear, make sure he's going to pull him all the way down the backstretch here. And Kyle Green, he's going to go back down to the bottom here in 3 and 4, where it didn't work for him last time. Let's see what he can do this time. Hooks that white line. He's going to get right down there in that white line. He's going to hook it all the way off. He's going to be side by side with Ryan Duke up off the corner for 2nd.
Tried to find some help on the basement of the track. Nobody wanted to go with him. The low line, a lot of drivers used in turns 3 and 4. Not working out for Kyle Green at the moment. He gets shuffled all the way back to 4th. Duke takes 2nd. Berger up into the 3rd position. Let's see with a high side, though, takes the number 2 of Berger. He gets sideways a little bit, dirt tracking in the center of 1 and 2, and that gives LaFrance P4 on the track. And Berger losing a lot of time because he lost so much speed in the center of 1 and 2 here, Zach.
Absolutely, and I think LaFrance did a smart thing there to back off and not go to the bottom in 3 and 4. The bottom does not seem to have the rubber or traction down there for these guys to run. And as I say that, Kyle Green goes to the bottom again in 3 and 4 and makes up some time on Ryan Duke.
Joseph Causey in the 88 got a little bit loose in the center of 3 and 4. However, though, gets the car back up to speed, moves up to 4th position after Connor LaFrance did not have any drafting help at all. Green trying to find the shortest way around the track. See if he can get a pass sticked on Ryan Duke for the runner-up spot. Goes for the slide job on the exit, and Green is up to 2nd. Let's see if Duke tries to work something out here. A bump draft coming from Joseph Causey as they enter turns 3 and 4. Not a lot of drivers getting loose early on. Tire temps starting to get up the pressure, and as I say, a driver gets loose. Stone in the 43 gets sideways, loses a couple of spots here on the low line. We're 3 wide in the battle for 10th spot, and that's Stingler in the Phasmophobia 8. That takes away the final spot in the top 10. Kyle Green, by the way, here, Zach, fastest lap of this race, just set it at a 41.29.
Yeah, and that bottom's starting to come in as these tires are starting to where they cannot roll the top like they were at the beginning. Huge run of momentum for Kyle Green off the bottom all the way down the backstretch. He's going to be looking to the inside of Logan Hamilton here in 3 and 4.
Takes a peek down low. The battle for the top spot is on. Hamilton up on the attic. Green down in the basement, roaring off of turn number 4. The engine's extremely incredible here at Auto Club Speedway, and Green can't clear. Hamilton continues to lead. Happy Logan over Sad Logan at the moment. Good battle for third, though, happening on your screen between Causey and Duke. Duke goes up just about a half a groove. Causey cuts off the air there, though. Meanwhile, up front, Green tries it again. Inside, drag racing down the back straightaway.
It's Toyota versus Toyota the whole way down the backstretch. We got a battle for 4th in between Ryan Duke and Matt Ritchie. There's battles all over the racetrack right now. Kyle Green back to the inside of Logan Hamilton through 3 and 4. He's going to try to take that spot. He's going to get up alongside of him now. Bumper to bumper the whole way down the front stretch. Toyota versus Toyota.
Causey scraped the wall in the exit of turn number 4 as Hamilton continues to lead. Green trying to side draft whatever he can do. At the same time, he doesn't want to pinch Hamilton up and into the wall. Great battles all around the track. Drivers starting to maybe slip and slide just a little bit. Green's got the nose out in front and almost cleared Hamilton for the lead there, and they continue to drag race. Hamilton with all that momentum on the high side off of turn number 2. Let's bring in Brockton here. Why is Hamilton gained all this incredible momentum on the exit of the corners?
He's just been able to get that car down to the apron, get it as close as possible. It gets real loose when he hits that. Oh, we got a caution.
Trouble off of 4.
And we've got involved Anthony Muzzatti, who's gone off track in the number 49. As our first yellow is out today, I think we got another driver involved, Hunter Thrower, and that may have been after the yellow was thrown. So a multi-car accident here on lap 9 to lap number 10. And we'll see here if we can get the replay here for you. And off at turn 4, looked like, ooh, Muzzatti just got on the wall and came down into Thrower. And around they went. And a couple other drivers tangled after the yellow flew. LaPinta gain a piece of it as well. Let's see if we can get a better view. Get another on board here possibly from Muzzatti. Oh man, just gain a piece of that. Oh man.
100.
That is the LaPinta perspective. And we should get you another angle here. Zach, what do you see in this?
Well, it looks like, you know, hey, it gets in the wall, comes back down, wrong place, wrong time for the 20. Mario LaPinta trying to avoid, barely makes contact, and then Hunter Thrower's it's just wrong place, wrong time. It's big racing incident right there. Not really anybody's fault there.
20 car Joseph involved. We've got a variety of drivers coming on in. It's just about maybe, I'd say, half and half, with pitting being the majority. Logan Hamilton came in while Kyle Green stayed out. Brockton, I'm interested in this strategy call here. Logan Hamilton, though, goes for fuel only. I'm interested in seeing if anyone decides to take tires. We are seeing some stops over the 10-second bracket. But looks like a lot of drivers here going fuel only, Brockton.
Yeah, it was an interesting call whether or not to take tires. I definitely would not have taken tires. You should probably space those out 25 to 30 laps a set. You're going to need gas so you can get further than the other guys, but you're going to have to watch out if you get another caution. As we know, cautions do breed cautions. Some of these guys might be in a tough spot. I would especially watch out for our possibly sad Jason.
As we take a look here at the stop times, Joseph Causey had a 19-second stop. Now, I'm not sure if that had to do with tires or anything. Remember, he scraped the wall off turn 4 under the green flag, and that may have led to some optional damage with the right side potentially. Richard Springer with a 12.7-second stop, and I would assume that was a 2-tire pit stop. Frank Flores, Anthony Muzzatti doing 4 tires, especially Muzzatti, after getting involved in the accident, spraying out, having a lot of hot tires there. So definitely comes in for a new set. LaPinta and Joseph all repairing their damage. Hunter Thrower, same with him as well. 11 laps are in the books. Lights are off the iRacing pace truck. And Kyle Green leads here. Matt Rucci, by the way, in second position. Don't forget, if he wins, he'll get 3 extra bonus points just for being the lucky dog. Talk a little bit more about what it's been like here recently at the Auto Club Speedway. The qualifying record was Kyle Green with a 39.669 last season. Logan Hamilton had the race record with a 39.539 on the lap. Closest finish came last year, had it at Auto Club. .128 between Joseph and Anthony Mazzotti. So we get ready to go here for our first restart of the evening. The restart zone, there will be 2 red lines at the outside of the wall. No commitment line for tonight. Drivers can only go between the 2 boxes marked above. If they go after that, then iRacing will trigger the green flag or race control, depending on what happens first. Reset the field here for you. Kyle Green and Matt Rucci, row 1. Jeremy Berger and Connor LaFrance, row 2. Grant Peterson, Barrick Uphold, row number 3. Barrett Morton, Colin Stone, row 4. Ryan Dingler, Sean Deal round out the top 5. The field is all racked and stacked for the second time today. Pace car is in pit road. Kyle Green, the control car, he has the right to fire first. Rucci trying to match it, and we're back to green. Interesting to see there that Green changed lanes in front of Rucci before crossing the start finish line. Sorry to interrupt you there, go ahead.
Absolutely, and Kyle Green all clear all the way off for 1 and 2. It's Kyle Green, Matt Rucci, Jeremy Berger, Connor LaFrance, and Barrick Uphold in a battle with Grant Peterson for P5 as we muscle down the backstretch here.
Top 5 all single file currently at the moment. You're looking at the Barrick Uphold Grant Peterson battle. That is happening for P5 on your screen.
And looks like Barrick Uphold, that's a very tight battle all the way down the front stretch here.
Oh, look at the battle here for the race lead for just a moment. Kyle Green trying to break the draft off of Matt Rucci, went all the way down to the apron, where a little bit of gravel stones are there for right now. It's definitely develop when we have a long run going. Green got a little bit sideways off of turn number 2. Rear end starting to get a little bit light. Again, watch the rear tires very closely on the exits. Kyle Green may lose the lead here to Matt Rucci. Has the ally colors with the big advantage. Got the draft, took advantage of Green's loose ends, and Matt Rucci goes to the point. Now let's see what Green can do. We all know he loves the low line, and Rucci trying to break the draft. It's a freight train amongst the top 3 across the start-finish line, roaring at 193 miles an hour into turn 1. Green goes for the slingshot to the inside.
Green all the way down to the bottom, ramping that white line like he loves to do, and he's going to clear, but here comes your third place runner, Connor LaFrance. He's going to have a big run off that top, may be able to get second here, may shoot a 3 wide up the middle for first.
Wild racing up for, oh, trouble in front. One car goes around, and the yellow flag is out, trying to see who that is. That's Colin Stone in the 43. Solo car spin, no damage to the Toyota. We're under yellow for the second time tonight. Off track for about 13 seconds down the back straightaway. We'll get a replay here for you in just a moment. And where there was contact, by the way, we'll show you who it was with. I think that was with Hamilton. Yeah, the 43 just came down, and Hamilton was holding his line there, Zach.
Yeah, absolutely, and a little bit early in the race to be holding your line that much, but that's you know, hey, that's another racing incident. You know, no one to blame there. It's just bad timing.
If we can go back to that replay again here, there's something really interesting I saw, and it was with the rear tires and how he was controlling the gas and the brakes. Watch the Goodyear Eagles while he's spinning. Here you can see more of how the contact broke out. There was wild racing too, especially after that restart. From the battle for the lead, they were even 4 wide in the back of the pack. It was getting crazy. Yeah, there's just almost a netcode situation when you look at it. But watch the tires. First on the brakes, and then once he knows he can try and get the car going straight, boom, right there, back on the gas. Whatever it can take to avoid getting that inside wall. I don't think he was even going to hit the inside wall anyway, based off the way he was spinning like a top. But a nice job by the 43 of Colin Stone to not hit anything and keeps it going.
Absolutely.
Doesn't even need as well to use a quick repair here, Braxton. Oh, excuse me, Brockton. Force of habit, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Definitely got lucky with that one. Doesn't look like there's much damage on that left rear, so he should be able to slap a couple Goodyear Eagles on it, and he'll be ready to go. And watch out for him. He might be quick now.
Couple of drivers come in from 19th on back from La Pinta to the rear of the field. From La Pinta to Flores, they took fuel only. As for Sean Deal, Richard Springer, and Colin Stone, they took 4 tires. So while we are at it, that Logan Hamilton, by the way, has made his way up to 8th position after coming on into pit road. He does have the fastest lap of the race at a 41.12, Zach, and that was because, as well, he had the draft.
Absolutely, and that is an absolutely flyer lap around this 2-mile racetrack. That averages out to, I believe, just over 194 miles per hour. So that's obviously an absolute flyer for him. So we're gonna go double file here behind the iRacing pace truck. It's Kyle Green versus Matt Rucci on this restart.
Yeah, while we're at it, let's talk about a couple of things and an announcement coming up here. If people watching at home want to get in on the Cup Series action, L-TAC is currently recruiting for Wednesday Night Truck Series. Sessions are at 8:30 p.m. on a weekly basis. We're running a 25-week schedule that will run alongside the Cup Series. Perform well in the trucks, and you could get invited to the Friday Night Cup Series. Sign up, go to the L-TAC Racing League Truck Series page on iRacing, or talk to our Air Traffic Control Director tonight, Nolan J. Rempel. Emphasis on J. Speaking of trucks, the truck series in real life in NASCAR at Las Vegas. Under caution, the last race leader was Zane Smith before Fox went to its commercial breaks that happen like every 10 minutes or so as scheduled. All right, let's reset the field here. We've got them racked and stacked once again. Kyle Green, Matt Rucci, row 1. Connor LaFrance, Grant Peterson, row 2. Jeremy Berger, Barrick Uphold, row 3. Ryan Dingler, Logan Hamilton, row 4. And Barrett Moore and Ryan Duke, they round out the top 10.
Absolutely. Pace truck is off. All the crowd on their feet. They bought the seats, but they don't need them.
Kyle Green fires, and we're back to Green. Fired as early as he can, as he holds serve right in front of Rucci, LaFrance, and Peterson. Drag racing into turn number 1, battling it out. Peterson's got the advantage thanks to the draft from Rucci, but both of the top 2 down on the inside. First guy up top is Peterson in that 52 machine. Green has the edge off the quarter. Oh, one car on the wall. That's the 96 of Duke. And somehow nobody spins. Great job from the rear of the field not to take big pressure. Now we're wrecking. And Causey, Joseph, and maybe more.
That was huge.
I don't know what's going on. This racing's just getting way too aggressive. There are just so many drivers here, I think, that are just trying to side draft like crazy on lap number 10. We're rewinding the replay here at the moment. Sometimes our timing scoring replay bot is not our best friend. So here's what went down off of turn 2. Oh man, the 96 first just got loose, and then there was major net code as the 88 comes back up to track, and then there was contact.
Yes, there was. It looked like just a chain reaction there. They were wrecking for the whole straightaway. It looked like everybody had avoided the initial wreck, and in the process of avoiding, one zigged and one zagged, and they came together and ended up in the grass.
Let's go to a commercial break here. We'll step aside. We've got 19 laps in the books. Kyle Green leads at Virtual Auto Club Speedway. Stay with us. It's the L-TAC Racing League.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about Sound Art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.
We are back here. It is Fontana, your location for the L-TAC Racing League here. Marty Sakala alongside Zach Taylor and Brockton Packard currently underneath our third caution of the race. I'm going to go to you here, Brockton. We have seen a lot of yellows here with 21 laps complete. Seems more yellows than we normally see. Why is that a factor right now at the moment? Are just drives getting really too antsy at the moment, or no?
I think right now it's just different strategies playing out. Some of these guys that were caught up in earlier cautions are probably going to take a little bit of time to fix some damage, so they'll put on a couple sets of tires or something like that. So they've got fresh tires. They feel like they've got to get to the front, make the most of them, and you end up having some people just not quite knowing where they are on the track versus other people, and we get some of the wrecks that we've had.
So Kyle Green continues to lead, Matt Rucci second, Jeremy Berger third, Connor LaFrance fourth, and Graham Peterson rounds out the top five. A Toyota leads, followed by 4 Chevys, a Toyota, 2 Chevys, a Toyota, and a Chevy. Highest Ford is Barrick Uphold, currently in the 18th position. So it's Camrys and Camaros that are rolling here early. That's Green brings them back to green.
Absolutely. Kyle Green all clear with the race lead. Matt Rucci versus who is that? Matt Rucci versus Connor LaFrance down here in the turn one, side by side. LaFrance bottom, Rucci middle.
Jeremy Berger loose in 2. Hang on. And there he goes.
Oh.
Peterson is involved, and here we go. This could be the big one. Kevin Franks, I think, also got a piece of it. Berger all the way down, right next to the retaining wall. Berger tried to save it, and right into the 52. Then right in that inside wall. So our 4th yellow. This is Frank Flores here. Watch him. Whoop! And then... Pow. Man, that's a tough break for Flores. He had that missed. Like,
Man.
even if he kept it off the wall, there would not have been 4 tire pit stops right there for sure, so...
Very light contact, opposed to what it could have been.
Absolutely. Let's give you an update, by the way, on the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series event at Las Vegas. Ben Rhodes has won Stage 1. For those that want to watch that, tune into FS1 right now on your TV provider or wherever you are at.
See, we're caution number 4 here in the Sad Logan 200. And
Couple of things. We should talk about a couple of things as well. Is that the L-TAC Racing League has been trying to really help prevent drivers from getting all these yellows, trying to have drivers control their cars. So self-spin penalties have been brought into the situation. Last week at Nashville, we had 6 different drivers spin out all by themselves, did not have to do with contact. So with the situation there, Ryder Sralf in the 58 was given a 3-point penalty and was parked for 3 spins. Logan Hamilton a 1-point penalty for a spin. Justin Wilson a spin. Kyle Green a spin. Anthony Mazzotti a spin. Excuse me, and Jeremy Berger for a spin as well. So 4th yellow of the race. Last year's race had 9 cautions, so we are halfway away from matching that record, but we're 25 laps complete of the 100 lap attraction for tonight.
And I got a question for our rules analyst down there, Brockton. The track record here was set in 2021, where we had lower horsepower in the previous cars. The race record was a 39.539. We haven't seen anything even remotely close to that. What's the cause of that, considering we have more horsepower now?
You know, these cars are just a little bit harder to drive, and since they're lower to the ground, sometimes they'll scrub a little bit of speed off on those bumps. Honestly, the aerodynamics are just so different with this car. It's less about horsepower and more about the spoiler and the nose and things like that. So different types of setups, a very different car, and you're going to have a little bit different times. Right now we're running about a second and a quarter off of our record, but still a long way to go. So this track could get grippy and get really fast.
So 1 lap to go to the green flag. While we are at it, we can let you know that tonight's event is brought to you by Tucson Sound Art, introducing an entirely new and enjoyable way to listen to music in your home, uploading and making your own images and pictures into Sound Art easy as 1, 2, 3. Bluetooth, no power cables at all, powered by batteries, and it's incredible. Tucson Sound Art specializes in creating custom artwork from your personal artwork and photos. You can also choose images from their expansive collection of high-quality photos. The perfect gift for friends, family, and business associates. To learn more, visit TucsonSoundArt.com. Let's reset the field here for you as we are ready to go back to the green flag. Hopefully we can get a nice long run here, but you never know. Even when I say that, there may be what I don't believe in, though, the commentator jinx. But who knows? Here we go. Kyle Green, Matt Rucci, row 1. Logan Hamilton, Connor LaFrance, row 2. Hunter Thrower, Anthony Massotti, row 3. Jeff Brogdon, Mario LaPinta, row 4. Richard Springer, Sean Deal rounded out the top 10. Biggest movers of the race. Brogdon up 16, Thrower up 15, Springer up 13, and Massotti up 10. We've completed 25% of this race so far, 74 laps to go when green fires in the restart zone.
Kyle Green, green flag going down into turn 1. We're boot scooting. Haven't said it all night. Boot scooting down here into turn 1. Logan Hamilton, P3, P4, Connor LaFrance. They're single file, and look at this. Matt Rucci looking to the bottom. Kyle Green says, no, you're not going down there. This is my lane. My lane, and you're not getting anywhere close. Logan Hamilton going to be looking for P3, as we're going to have possibly a 3-wide battle for the race lead down the backstretch.
That yellow definitely helped out Logan Hamilton move up into a couple of more spots after he pitted for fuel earlier. Made a nice charge from the rear to the front. Let's see what happens in 3 and 4 if he can get the drive off. Rucci and Green, door to door off the corner. Rucci's got the lead. Hamilton thought about threading the needle, gives the push to Rucci. Rucci leads the lap. It's LaFrance who threads the needle. 3 wide, the LaFrance sandwich into turn number 1 as he looks for second position. The driver's on the outside, separated by a couple of car lengths. Green diamonds the corner in 1 and 2, looks for third, he loses control for just a moment. Same with Hamilton, 3 wide once again down the back straightaway. Green wants the 2-for-1 discount at his grocery store, but it's not gonna happen. LaFrance in second, Rucci continues to lead.
Matt Rucci leads off of turn 4 as we have a good battle going on for 4th right here. Oh, Kyle Green gets a little bit loose. Logan Hamilton hits the brakes, puts the cold brakes on a little bit there as we work down the front stretch here. And Connor LaFrance, just like your local.
You're good, you're good. Top five currently have a big breakaway at the moment. Muzzatti and Thrower separated by 3/4 of a second. One car loose, that's Brogdon. Brogdon trying to save it, and he does. The right rear came out from underneath him, and luckily, thank goodness, that was pavement, because if that was grass, he was going sideways there, Brogdon.
Yeah, absolutely. These things can just step out on you without any warning, and he did a real good job gathering that thing back up, because I've seen a lot of people overcorrect him, but he is digging now. He's got to get back going, find a drafting partner.
Connor LaFrance around the outside, just centimeters off from the safer barrier as they are side by side off the corner. Who gets the advantage? It's Rucci from the basement, slides up. LaFrance on the crossover down the back chute. Let's see what happens here in this party. Rucci loses the lead as LaFrance has the side draft. Near contact made though, Zach.
Very near close contact. LaFrance hard side draft the whole way down the backstretch. Matt Rucci back in, steps out on him. He does a little bit of dirt tracking off of turn 4, and LaFrance says bye bye bye. We're going to see a little bit later, but Matt Rucci says, nah, I'm going fishing. I'm going to reel you back in.
Hamilton tucks it right back in line, decides to roll with the high side along with LaFrance, sideways for just a moment. Here comes Rucci back on the bottom. Same with LaFrance up on the outside. Now what does Kyle Green here do? Who does he go with? Goes down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, behind them, we've got a bunch of 3x3 racing. Muzzatti in 5th, Throwers in 6th. Rucci trying to continue to lead here at Auto Club Speedway. Can't slide in front. Big momentum from LaFrance off for 4. And I think LaFrance is going to get it at the line. He will here, Zach.
And LaFrance is going to be clear for the lead, but we're going to have 3 wide for P2. Connor Hamilton says, or Logan Hamilton says that he's going to go to the very top. He said, nobody else going to run up here. I'm going to take the Larson line. He's going to have a huge turn of momentum off the high side. 3 wide for P2.
The Larson line, that is how Kyle Larson won his first Xfinity Series race at this very track at Auto Club. Now LaFrance, which line is he going to go with? Breaks the draft off of Hamilton, breaks the draft off of Rucci, holds on to the lead just like how Dale Jr.'s Amelia car did it back at the Super Speedways. But Hamilton wants to lead his first lap, sets the first yellow dirt, tracks it off of turn 4. That got a little bit too close, tucks it back in line as LaFrance continues to lead. Nice start here for LaFrance in this race at the moment. Started from the 5th position, currently running in the lead at the moment.
And Kyle Green back to that bottom. We saw him earlier in the race. He was really able to make that bottom work. He does it again and takes the lead from Connor LaFrance off of turn 2.
LaFrance, by the way, going through, this is his 4th start this season and showing the front of the field what he is made of. Kyle Green trying to take it back to the race lead, and he's got it. The man that is so-called known as the class clown of this league, especially with the Sad Logan paint scheme. This is, I don't know if we should say if this is a surprise or what, because he's mid-pack in points, had a couple of rough finishes at Indianapolis and Roval. Same with both of the first 2 races at Daytona. Nearly 4 wide for the lead while at it. But Kyle Green, last finish, 8th place finish at Nashville.
And side by side the whole way down the backstretch, Toyota versus Chevy for the race lead. Chevrolet's going to win. Bowtie Nation into turn 3.
You can see Kyle Green there, puff of smoke, entering turn number 3, Brockton. And I think I know what it's because of. Those seams as you enter turn number 3, very bumpy in that area, and it can lead to the tires chitter-chattering.
Yeah, not only that, but the aero wash from all these cars going around you, even if you're in front of somebody, you might be able to get, like this battle we're seeing, somebody on your bumper just gets you a little loose. You could lose that race car, so you got to keep those tires under you, keep that nose clean so we can make it to the front.
Surprisingly here, Zach, with this battle for the lead amongst the top 5, they are pulling away from 6th on back. The delta between Mazzotti and Joseph is currently 3 seconds. Here we go. LaFrance up top in the middle, getting the drive he needs, has the momentum. Can he lead it across the start-finish line here, Zach?
Kyle Green off that bottom, he holds that momentum, which is surprising. He's able to keep up with that top line. Kyle Green's looking extremely strong in that bottom. Logan Hamilton pushes Connor LaFrance down in turn 1. Matt Rucci pushing Kyle Green side by side for the lead. Kyle Green and Connor LaFrance.
There's so many battles amongst the front of the field. I wish we could go watch all of them, but the most important battle is for the lead at the moment. Kyle Green back to the point, near contact between Rucci and LaFrance. The 7 Valvoline machine nearly went around, and because of that, he's going to get swallowed here by both Rucci and Hamilton. Back to P4, and Rucci is in 2nd. Green pulling away. LaFrance loses it off of turn 4. I think he's coming into pit road. What's going on here, Brockton?
I'm not entirely sure, but we are in a place where you can come down, get tires, and you should be all right as it's making its way down pit road, that number 7. It shouldn't be a fuel issue, but I wouldn't be surprised if he came down and got 4 fresh Goodyear tires.
We'll take a look here. I'm going to take a look at the replay on my end. And nope, he decided to come in all by himself. He did not get loose. This was a scheduled stop for the 7. But meanwhile, the battle for the lead here, Zach, is in turn 4. Kyle Green also comes into pit road. So we're starting to see a little bit of green flag pit stops where everyone will make it the rest of the race here, Brockton.
Yeah, basically, as a driver, I'm asking my spotter or calculating it in my head, when is the earliest I can come down so I can have the freshest tires at the hottest time of day so I can make as much time as possible as we're watching this battle for the lead still. These guys are running hard for just about 37 to 38 laps in the bank.
Have to watch closely and see where the drivers all cycle out through. Rucci with the run down to the inside on Hamilton for the race lead. Does anyone pit amongst the front for 3? They do not. How about 4th place Stingler or 5th place Duke? Gotta give a credit to some of these drivers that spun recently. You know, Ryan Duke got into one of the previous accidents along with Joseph, and they're doing a good job so far. But battle for the lead is in turn 1. Rucci inside on Hamilton. I don't know who led it the line. It was Hamilton that got it last time by with his first lap that he's led in a while in this race. We remember we saw him up front early in this race, and then he pitted.
Absolutely, and Matt Rucci looks back to the inside. Logan Hamilton, he's going to get him right here, I do believe, as long as he can keep the momentum on the exit. And no, Matt Rucci's going to come down and take for Mr. Feelgoods.
Take his lone stop of the race. That will make him good to go to the end for the final 60 laps or so. It was the only one that comes down pit road. Brockton, I want to ask you here. When we have these pit stops, I am assuming you want to be by yourself. You don't want to have a drafting partner, unlike the super speedways of Daytona and Talladega.
You know, it's hard to tell. It's a lot easier to not make a mistake and get in and out of your box clean. But at the same time, if a couple guys, if you got 3-4 guys all pitting together and they all get out clean, they're going to be able to link up and start digging a lot harder than you will. So me personally, I'd want a couple guys that would be my friends coming out of pit lane.
Wow, the front 2 are pretty much going away at it and relaxed for right now. This gives us an opportunity to take a look at a couple of other battles in the second pack at the moment. You've got Barrett Morton duking at it with Mario LaPinta in the battle for 5th position. And Morton as well wants Duke for P4. And it's a fun one at the moment. Here's a run for the 44 of Sean Deal down to the inside, but it's not going to work for him, I don't think, because the high side has the draft.
Absolutely, and that high side, we talked about it before the race started, how crucial managing the draft is going to be. Barrick Uphold, he goes very, very top. Larson line, and then he's going to lose a little bit of ground there to Sean Dill, who was our Darlington driver of the race. He takes the spot from Barrick Uphold for P7.
So estimated fuel run for the drivers is about 30 to 35 laps, give or take. The few pitting have not stopped at all yet, so that was the reason why. So they will make one more stop as well because of this fuel run. So I would assume that the fuel cap here is just about 50% or so. 60%, excuse me, is the fuel cap. Logan Hamilton, meanwhile, continues to lead. Everyone at the moment here has pitted. The latest driver to pit amongst the front of the field was, amongst the top 10, was Ryan Dingler, who pitted on lap 24. He is currently in the 3rd position, Zach.
Absolutely, Ryan Dingler, he got his first career win last week. Pressure off now. The rest of them come easy after that first one, so he is looking very good for tonight as Logan Hamilton is starting to face some pressure from Anthony Massotti and Matt Rucci and Kyle Green as they try to get their laps back.
Just an update, by the way, on those leaders, especially Kyle Green currently ranked in 21st, Matt Rucci 22nd, all working together, especially with the leaders. Connor LaFrance lost a lot of time. He is currently running in the 23rd position. Battle for the lead, starting to shape things up. Top 2, though, letting the fresher tires and fuel guys go down to the bottom. Oh, boy, that got close for Rucci off turn 2. He got a little bit loosey-goosey.
Yes, he did. He was dirt tracking off of turn 4, and we saw him earlier on the older tires doing that, and that cannot help your right rear at all. Can it, Barrett or Brockton?
Absolutely not. The more you slide that tire, the hotter it gets, and the hotter it gets, the more it'll peel. Just think of it like a nice brick of butter over some hot, steamy popcorn. The hotter it gets, the more it melts.
And the better it tastes, too. Battle for 5th position happening between Duke and Seal. They each pitted around the lap 16 to 20 mark here. Lowen trying to work for Sean Deal. How about Deal? Give him credit as well. Currently running in at the 5th position at the moment. And when you look at the point standings for him, coming on in, Deal 4th, 1 top 5, 3 top 10s this season. So normally not a front runner, but right now for him at the moment, Zach, he's having a good race so far. Change for the lead happening. Logan Hamilton comes into pit.
Hamilton's going to get it down to that 55 mile per hour pit road speed limit, as that's going to do him for the race. And he should come out in front of the likes of Kyle Green and Matt Rucci, saying that he has a no trouble pit stop, and what looks like it could be the battle for the provisional lead. Kyle Green versus Matt Rucci. They're side by side in turn 3.
Absolutely. I don't know. If I were these two guys, I'd just be careful at the moment. Just be patient, race each other. Don't race each other really too hard like you did earlier, and just save your tires at the moment. What do you think here, Brockton?
Absolutely. Right now is when you want to be talking to the driver either ahead or in front of you. Say, hey, let's put our heads down. Let's work together. Let's get to the guys out front, or let's extend our lead. Because we don't want that guy that you just saw on the apron, that number 12 car. He's got the freshest tires in the field, and he's not that far behind.
Let's look at a battle here mid-pack between Justin Wilson and Robert Pattengale. That's the battle for 13th position at the moment. They've been quiet throughout this race, trying to close in as well on Tyler Greneau in the 81. And holding their lines here for right now at the moment. We got another good battle off of 4. This is Barrick Uphold and Sean Deal for P5. As Hunter Thrower, by the way, just made his way into pit road. We'll see who gets the advantage here into turn 1. I think it's going to be, I want to say it's going to be Uphold here when we get to the exit. I don't think Deal will be able to get the run here just yet, or will he?
He's got a big run down the backstretch here. And it looks like he's going to clear that blue and purple machine. He does. Big run off that top. Big momentum gain from that very top line.
Joseph is in the pits, so he'll give up his top 5 running spot for now. Update, by the way, Kyle Green still ahead of Rucci, and at the moment, they are just being patient at the moment, just racing it out. Let's go to the battle for third here between Barrett Morton and Ryan Duke. Right now for a podium spot for right now before the full cycle.
Logan Hamilton came out quite a bit away from from the likes of Matt Rucci and Kyle Green, about a straightaway. So he's got some big ground he's got to be making up here if he wants a shot at these guys at the end.
Morton in the battle for third position. Duke trying to get the run down on the inside. He stays tuck in line. Meanwhile, close race between Uphold and Deal shuts the door on him off of turn number 2. Remember, the drivers will have to pit the front of the field. We should be expecting them in the next 5 to 10 laps here, Brockton.
Yeah, these guys that pit early around 25 to 30, they should be coming in here soon. But Hamilton, who just pit about 3 or 4 laps ago, he'll be able to run a pretty decent amount. So he might be able to stretch this out just a little longer and hope for a caution to maybe not lose as much track position.
Something to think of is, too, that was during that stretch where we had all those cautions, breeding cautions during that period, and they may have had a possibility of a chance to save fuel by having their cars in 5th gear under the caution, just at a creeping-like pace.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, but I'd say this leader, Anthony, here, he's probably going to be coming into pit road here soon because he came down on lap 16. And boys, he's got to be looking at that fuel gauge here soon.
He's already done over a 35 lap shift at the moment. That was the max we expected, but that's probably when it comes to being under the green flag. So we should be expecting the Chevrolet to come in very shortly. Battle for second, though, also on. Dingler and Morton, they last pitted on lap 24, the highest for Dingler, Morton on 20. So for Dingler, we should be expecting him in about maybe 5 to 10 laps from now.
And Ryan Dingler is currently running lap times about 3 to 4 tenths faster than Anthony Massotti. He does have the push from the draft here from Barrett Morton. So if Anthony Massotti doesn't pit before long, we may have us a battle for the race lead. As we work off of turn 2 here, it's possible 3 wide here between Ryan Duke and Barrett Morton. That's going to disrupt the draft a little bit. It is all Anthony Massotti. Maybe he'll pit this time. He goes to the bottom here in 3.
Massotti signaled, by the way, he was just on the race chatter and said he is coming in this time. So that will give the lead to Ryan Dingler in the 8, currently your provisional points leader at the moment. Remember, Dingler and Causey came in tied for the points lead. And Dingler leading at the moment. Also in the pits, Ryan Duke, Grant Peterson, Joseph Causey. You can see it on the bottom of your screen. The drivers that are in, the drivers that are highest in position. You see how long they've been on pit road for and their pit stop time. Just like how Formula One normally does it. Update, by the way, on the front runners. Kyle Green, Matt Rucci have not left each other. They are continuing to tango at the moment. Green up by just about a 1/10 of a second on Rucci. Zach, they have not left their bumpers at all.
No, they have not. I think what they're doing here is they are, as you said earlier, just trying to take care of their stuff. They are, hey, there's no point in pushing it right now. Let's let all these pit cycles run through and get down to about 10, 15 to go, and then let's duel it out, is what they're saying to themselves right now. But back up front here, it's Ryan Dingler versus Barrick Uphold as Anthony Massotti blends back in. It looks like our previous second place runner actually pit.
Yeah, Dingler as well. He won't be paying for long. He should be coming in right now. And there he goes into pit row. Again, Morton, Greneau, Purcell, and Wilson also in. Uphold pitting in. We hear Flores is about to come in. Colin Stone, I think, will come in this time too. And he will. Robert Pattingale will go another lap. Now, he last pitted on lap 24. I would have a feeling we'd expect him this lap as well. Brockton, something to think about too. What is kind of helping as well to some of these drivers is the slipstream, saving tiny amounts of fuel. Because when you're in the draft and you want to try and avoid a bump drafting situation, you're letting off down the back straightaway sometimes if you got a car like right next to you. That's helping you save a little bit of fuel. But if you're in the leader, you are going full throttle in the straightaways.
And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. If I am coming down pit road, I want somebody to come with me as we're seeing the leader come down in the 33. But I definitely want to lift a little bit, make sure I can save as much as possible. And even with the way these aerodynamics work on these cars, you can be about quarter throttle off down the back straightaway and still have a pretty decent suck up.
So now let's update you on how the drivers stand. Kyle Green and Matt Rucci will be 1 and 2 following pit stops depending on where Pattingale exits. Excuse me, nope, sorry, technical difficulty there. So Kyle Green assumes the race lead. Logan Hamilton, by the way, is currently about 4 seconds back amongst the race leader alongside of Connor LaFrance. Now, taking a look here, their pit stop times were virtually identical. However, though, what do you think happened with Logan Hamilton on his, perhaps his pit road extra, maybe after we got behind the run? Do you think he got loose potentially, Brockton?
Yeah, it's always a possibility with cold tires, just pushing a little too hard, realizing, oh, I'm far behind, I gotta push harder to go faster, to get closer. Or he could have just kind of saved a little bit, kept it easy. He's still got another 10-ish laps on this tank, so he could just be riding around. You got to think big picture in some of these races. And he's getting a little bit loose up on the...
You know, I just went back and looked at a replay. That was the reason why he lost a ton of time. On lap 51, he got really loose off the corner, which cost him a lot. Battle for the lead is on, though. Matt Rucci inside on Kyle Green. Slingshot engaged, and the Bowman colors go to the point. Rucci out in front of Green.
Those Bowman colors are used to seeing P1 here at Auto Club, just like the real life counterpart 2-3 years ago, whenever we were last here in real life, before this weekend.
Update, by the way, on the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Stage 2 is complete, and Ben Rhodes won the stage. For those wondering where Kyle Busch is, he is currently running in second. First and second about a car length and a half off of each other. Hamilton and LaFrance about a car length off of each other. And then you've got Muzzatti and Joseph. Joseph had a really good pit stop, 14.8 seconds, and a pit road time of 49.07, 7/10 quicker than Muzzatti. That definitely helped Joseph as well. At the same time, when you think of it, he had more horsepower on the pit road exit here, Brockton, when Muzzatti was exiting, so he had all of his speed all gathered up together. But now when you think of it, if we continue this long run, which is our longest today, Joseph will be losing tires first compared to Muzzatti.
Yeah, this is when you have to be communicating with the driver in front of you, being like, hey, I'm going to have to pull off a little bit, or can we swap so we have a little more of an even tire wear? Maybe take a different line, tell him to go low and you can go high and get that run off like this, what we're seeing right now around the outside. Number 8 car digging that outside lane. But you got to communicate with your fellow driver, kind of think big picture.
So at the moment, we've got 40 laps to go. Matt Rucci, the leader. This will give us an opportunity to take a look at a full field rundown. You've been seeing the top 20 on the left of your screen the entire day, but you've been seeing over 21 through 26 on the top of your screen from time to time. But here's the full field rundown at the moment. But first, just heard someone say something that was close, and I think I heard something from Kevin Franks. And yes, the reason why the 57 of Stefan Purcell reigned in 21st was dirt tracking it in turns 3 and 4. And got oh so close to leading into a self-spin situation. So resetting the field here for you, it's a full field rundown. Matt Rucci currently the leader as he puts a lap on Jeremy Berger. Kyle Green second, Logan Hamilton third, Connor LaFrance is fourth, Anthony Mazzotti fifth, Joseph is sixth, Barrett Morton is seventh, Ryan Dingler eighth, Barrett Gupphole ninth, and Ryan Duke round out the top 10. Mario LaPinta 11th, Sean Deal 12th, Colin Stone 13th, Hunter Thrower 14th, and Tyler Greneau is 15th. Zach?
Grant Pearson's going to be P16, Janet Wilson P17, Jeffrey Brogdon 18th, Robert Pattengale 19th, Kevin Franks 20th, Stephen Purcell 21st, Jeremy Berger 1 lap down in 22nd, Joseph Causey 1 lap down in 23rd, Frank Flores 1 lap down in 24th, Richard Springer, who has pulled it behind the wall, 25th, 28 laps down, and 37 laps down, also behind the wall, Nate Brooker, MP26.
Connor LaFrance, and I've just noticed this too, Zach. He has lost a bunch of positions, has lost a bunch of time to Logan Hamilton, and he just lost 2 spots in 1 lap. Muzzatti and Joseph got by, and LaFrance is all the way back to 6 as he used his tires.
He's actually, it looks like he's been in the wall. He's been flirting with it all night. He's been about an inch off of it, Larson lining it. And I believe he may have got a little bit too close. So
Yeah.
right front has some serious damage on it now.
Look closely at that right side. It is scuffed. You see it right there on your screen.
In a place like Auto Club, with all those with the aerodynamics here, you do not want any kind of damage. Correct? Am I correct on that, Brockton?
Oh, absolutely. This is basically just a pancaked Daytona. You've got to have basically perfect aerodynamics throughout the entire day. He's going to be getting a really tight sensation in that race car, especially as these tires wear out. And you can see it in that last shot there. That right front fender's pushed up about 3 inches.
How about Joseph and Muzzatti closing in on Hamilton? Now remember, Hamilton is pitted on lap 45. Muzzatti and Joseph pitted on 453 and 48 respectively. And we could be going 3 wide for third in turns 1 and 2. Joseph just said something on the radio, said, Muzzatti, please pass me somewhere where you have so much time. I think it was a little bit of a risky move. But now you got Joseph giving a little bit of an air push to Hamilton, excuse me, Muzzatti to Hamilton, and Muzzatti looking for the podium spot.
And he should have that here, as Hamilton, that gap has really opened up in between Hamilton versus the leaders. It was 4 seconds, now 5.8. Hamilton not as fast as he was earlier. Anthony Massotti's going to take that spot into P1 with the help of Joseph. It's going for that 2-for-1 special.
Connor LaFrance just made his way into pit on lap number 66. Brockton, I'll pull you in here because I do want to talk about the final stop. LaFrance just pitted on lap 66. We've seen the window about 30 to 35 laps. Do you think he'll be good to go on field, or do you think he'll need another caution?
You know, I think he should be able to make it. We've seen guys push it to about 35 to 36. I think as long as we don't get another caution, he should be pretty good. Just keep it out of trouble, and he's gonna just kind of have to see how it goes. But this battle for the lead is picking up, or excuse me, battle for third is picking up. I'm surprised that Joseph and Logan have been able to kind of hold it in there for so long. They're still digging after it as I pass it back to you guys.
They've done a great job so far today. Brockton, I want to ask you one final question. What do you think is going to happen with 30 laps to go? Lap 72 to 73, give or take, when you could be good to be safe on the field of the end. That's like a no situation. Nolan thinks, and he just told me this, lap 71 would be pushing it.
Yeah, it's such a hard gamble to take at this point. You're going to just have to focus forward, try and get positions, because you never know what could happen. Right now, the leader's got a decent gap, about a 10th over first, or first and second have about a 10th in between them. So you're really just trying to get up to them, try and get as close to them as possible. So if they do make a mistake, scuff the wall a little bit, you'll be able to capitalize on that.
They're approaching the final 30 laps here. And now our Sad Logan 200 here at Auto Club Speedway, round 8 of the 2022 season. Next week, we can tell you that we are at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Vegas Strip 200 in Sin City. We definitely look forward to that. Around the 1.5 mile tri-oval, our start time, 9 p.m. Eastern time here. You can watch that right here on LSRTV. Check out our website, livestreamracing.com, for all details. And you can also follow the action on YouTube and also on Facebook. Murray Scala with you alongside Zach Taylor. Our analyst, by the way, in studio is Brockton Packard. Working the buttons tonight, Mason Heimberg. We appreciate all the fine work he does. Heimbach, excuse me. Thank you very much.
How Green is on pit road.
Yes, Green comes in, and this could be close to his final stop of the race. Brockton, if we go green to the rest of this race, we are looking at fuel mileage.
Absolutely. I think Kyle is seeing how this race is playing out. I'm not going to say any word that starts with a G and ends in Reen because I don't want to curse anything, but he's seeing how this run is kind of shaping up to be. He knows he needs tires as soon as possible to maybe get some time. As we see the 48 diving to pit road, that's your leader, folks.
Matt Rucci coming in, and this could be really close. Now, Brockton, I'm thinking about something else as well. The drivers that have the 3 pedal sets, you got to look at equipment-wise, too. If you got 3 pedals, you could be at a slight advantage because you got that clutch, and you could coast towards that clutch, push it in, and try and save fuel.
Absolutely, and I mean, if I'm thinking fuel mileage and if I'm that close, honestly, I wouldn't be pitting right now, but I'd be coasting through pit lane. Yes, you'll lose a little bit of time on pit lane, but if you can save even a 1/10 or 2/10 of gas on pit road, that could be the deciding factor to this race.
So in the words of Joe Swanson, Joseph is in the lead, half-second lead up on Anthony Muzzatti, as the window is open for all the drivers to come in and get that free tank of fuel and be clean and green to the finish. No need for an extra pit stop. But something else as well, Brockton. If we do get that yellow flag, I think we could see some drivers as well using another tire set.
Absolutely. They have 4 in pit road when we started this. We've done about 2 or 3 pit stops. You've got that extra set. You're not going to be able to take them with you to Vegas, so you might as well use them.
Logan Hamilton losing more spots. Barrett Uphold just got by for the 4th position. Barrett Morton wants P5 on him. Let's watch this battle happening into turn number 1. Everyone working it up on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Like where that cushion is at your local dirt track. Morton's going to get the draft here down the back straightaway, and that should help him out. Try and go for the slingshot down to the inside. Joseph has signaled that he is coming in to pit road. So he'll give up the lead to Anthony Muzzatti, and we are hearing Logan Hamilton is also in to pit road. Brockton, I want to ask you something else too. We could see possibly a game of chicken being played into the hands. I've seen this a lot at speedways before. Even if this is a track where you may not want, if you want to take a big risk, drivers not going for 4 tires and trying to take less fuel so they can make their way up to the front and go to the finish. What do you think about that?
It's definitely a play that could work, but one thing I did wanted to touch on that kind of relates to what you were saying, since Hamilton had been stretching out his fuel for so long, he doesn't have to take a full tank. He can probably spend about 10 or 15 or 10 seconds on pit road. That's enough time to get 4 tires on it as a huge lunge right here. That was a very aggressive pit entry, which is something that can catch you out. So you got to be careful, hit your box, hit your marks, and pray that you got the right strategy at the end of it.
Latest driver to have pitted when we were in that span. Looking as of right now, I see a lap 56 pit stop that came from Robert Pattendale as nearly makes contact with Jeff Brogdon. So I would watch that closely if they want to play that huge risk, if they want to put all their chips into the pot at the table. So it's Barrick Uphold that's currently the race leader, quarter of a second lead on Ryan Dingler. They each pitted on lap number 55. So we should see them come in with under 15 laps to go or so, and then they can fill up to whatever they need to get them through the finish. But something else to think of as well, Brockton. What if we have overtime? Then you may not have enough fuel.
Yeah, and that's something you really have to watch out for. You have to gauge what's going on around you, what's going on in front of you. If there's drivers battling, maybe like these two right here, the 92 and the 8, if they're side by side, nose to tail, really close to each other, I might be saving a little bit, because it's a very high chance that somebody could get tight, bounce off the wall, and there you might have a yellow.
Don't forget, as we look at the trends of this race, why don't we look at Brockton's trends here as we're in the final 25% of the race. One of your trends, first off, is last year we had 2 green-white checkers. What else do you have in your trends?
You know, I'm a little new to this, but definitely the green-white checkers are going to be a total just jacking everybody's plans, because if the green-white checker comes out and you don't have tires, and you've got 20 to 10 laps on your tires, they've already gone through a heat cycle, and they're not going to be as good. So make sure you got a set left, and, you know, if a green-white checker is going to come out, I'd say catbird seat's going to be 3rd row inside.
Zach Barrick Uphold, currently the race leader, and while he has yet to pit, he has had a good day so far. Started from 10th, currently in the race lead, looking for his first top 5 of the season, has 4 top 10s on the year.
Nope.
Yep, absolutely. While we're at it, we've got 23 laps to go. When we come back, we'll take you to the finish. The Sad Logan 200 from Auto Club Speedway. Stay with us.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about Sound Art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.
Approaching the final 40 miles of the Sad Logan 200 here at the Auto Club Speedway on LSRTV. Mario Sakala alongside Zach Taylor and Brockton Packard. Barrick Uphold currently the race leader, but remember, some of these drivers do have one more stop left. Let's look at who could be the leader once everyone cycles through, and that is Matt Rucci, and he's got a nice gap on Kyle Green. Zach, when we were watching them earlier on before some of these drivers came in for the final stops of the race, Rucci and Green were bumper to bumper, and now Rucci is ahead by 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, and I think Kyle Green may have had some issues getting on or off pit road to have that big of a gap.
You're right.
Normally you wouldn't have that big of a gap on just some sort of a on-track incident. So I'd like to get a replay to see Kyle Green's, see what may have happened to Kyle Green there.
That'll be very tough. However, though, I can tell you this, in terms of pit road time, Matt Rucci 49.52, Green 53.7. So something tells me that possibly he overshot his stall and that could have cost him the race. We'll figure that out possibly later on if we do get the chance to talk with him after the race. So as we look at this, the top 6 have yet to pit. And of the drivers in the top 6, Barrick Uphold is currently leading. Ryan Dingler, Ryan Duke, Baron Morton are all nose to tail together. Tyler Greneau and Grant Peterson, check that. They make their way into pit road. So when we see the top 4, it'll be an interesting strategy on what happens. Uphold currently in turn 4, and Rucci just crossed the start finish line here. Brockton, could they possibly go fuel only here or no?
They could possibly get there, but it's going to be tough. You've got all those laps on your tires, and I don't think it's a gamble worth trying at this point. And I was looking back at the 18's final pit stop, and it might be a speeding penalty, as it does not look like he overshot his box.
I don't think it would have been a speeding penalty for Kyle Green, because if it was a speeding penalty, he would have lost so much time already to Matt Rucci. He'd probably be back in front. He'd probably be back behind of maybe Hamilton and LaFrance. I wouldn't be one to say that myself. Ryan Duke comes on into pit for his final stop on the race. He locks them up and almost overshot pit road. Remember, the next gen cars have bigger brakes, so you can try and brake in a quicker time compared to what we saw in the Gen 6 cars. However, though, it's really risky and could possibly be a little bit easier to lock the brakes up. Coming to 15 to go here at the Auto Club Speedway. And we're hearing Baron Morton is coming in this time, so only leaves, as of what we know for right now, 2 drivers that have yet to pit in Uphold and Dingler.
Absolutely.
There only leaves Barrick Uphold, the only one yet to pit. Man, I swear, if he gets a yellow flag right now, he will be the luckiest man in the world, because I would think if we got the yellow flag to fly right now, I want to say that could cycle him through to possibly 7th position if we had a restart and stay in the front of the field. Who knows? Don't think I know this stuff, but you never know what will happen. Let's update you on some of our our point standing contenders. First off, let's go to Joseph Causey as Uphold comes into pit road. Causey, been a rough night for him. Currently in the 19th position, so as of right now, he could lose the points lead to Ryan Dingler. Jeremy Berger, who was second in points coming in, also a rough night. He is currently in 24th position. Sean Deal currently in 13th. Possibly the driver that's had the best day amongst the front of the field is Joseph, currently running in the 3rd position. And look at this. He has gotten by Kyle Green for 2nd. He just made a pass a couple moments ago for P2.
Absolutely, and he is a man on a mission. I believe Matt Rucci can't go California dreaming yet. Joseph wants to take the old station wagon out to the beaches.
Perhaps Kyle Green may be saving fuel. Who knows? Joseph, we know he is good to get to the end. And oh, look out, one car is loose off of 2. It was the Wrangler car. I couldn't count who that was on my screen. He comes back up, and that was Justin Wilson in the 09 as he keeps it straight. That was close. Now we'll compare lap times here between Rucci and Joseph across the start-finish line. We know Joseph can make it to the end. As for Rucci, we do not know. Lap times at the stripe, Joseph a 41.73, Rucci 41.77. Listening on board with Rucci and Green, both of them are staying full throttle. Nobody is saving fuel amongst them. Even when Kyle Green, when he pitted, was on lap 69.
Absolutely, and Joseph had a big draft on the backstretch there. That helps him out a lot.
Yes, absolutely. Because I don't even think Matt Rucci had a draft at all going down the back straightaway.
I believe you're correct. I do not believe he did.
Joseph, let's take a look here at the line. And he cut the gap down a 10th last time by. So the gap is now 3.2 seconds with 12 laps to go. It's going to be really tough here Zach, for Joseph. He's likely going to need to see Rucci make a mistake, but he has not made a mistake at all tonight.
No, he has put on a Kevin Harvick style of race, and that is just Matt Rucci's style of racing. That guy is so consistent, especially whenever it comes to these big super speedways like this. So I think Joseph may actually need for Matt Rucci to just have completely missed the fuel strategy by a couple of laps. I don't think Joseph can quite catch him under a green flag condition here.
Joseph, by the way, last year's winner at the Auto Club Speedway, so looking to defend his trophy and his surfboard. Matt Rucci, by the way, remember, he had the lucky number before the green flag flew. It was 4 that was drawn. He started in 4th position. A win would give him 3 extra bonus points. Now, a win in a race would give you 5 bonus points no matter what. The winner gets 43 points, so he'd have 48 points already. But remember the 3 bonus points if you win the race. So Rucci could have 51 points. And I even think as well the most laps led in the race. So make that an additional point that he would get. I don't think he's got any instant points tonight. I'm not too sure. But this would be a huge points paying night for Matt Rucci if he could get this done there, Zach. He's got 10 laps and 9.5 actually.
Absolutely, and whenever we get down to the end of the season, points matter. 1 point can be the difference between winning the championship and losing the championship. And this is one of these races that if Matt Rucci goes on to win the championship by just a couple points, we're going to look back on it and say that race right there is how he won this championship.
Let's look at another battle on the track for 6th position. 3 drivers under a blanket. Ryan Duke, Anthony Mazzotti, and Connor LaFrance. Been a tough break for Connor LaFrance after running up front. Lost a lot of tire situation. He's fallen all the way back to 8th position. Got to give big credit to Mazzotti. Started from 16th and up to 7th. And we should mention as well Joseph again, because he started 22nd, did not decide to take time in qualifying. Currently running in the 2nd position, and if you're the hard charger of the race, you do get a bonus point as well.
Absolutely, and you know, we may count our eggs before they hatch here. Joseph is making really good time on Matt Rucci, almost 2/10 a lap here, and well, that time it slowed down to a 1/10 a lap, but previous to that he had been gaining 2/10 a lap. At that pace, I do believe he would catch Matt Rucci.
Down to 2.7 seconds with 8 laps to go. Let me do some calculations here. I'm gonna steal here Brogdon's trends. 2.7 divided by 8. He would need to close in a 1/3 a lap. But I don't see that happening. 0.3 of a second per lap. But that's gonna be really tough here. Rucci's gonna have a huge mistake. Now remember Joseph, oh, he struck the wall! Joseph onto the pit lane, can he save it? Yes, he does, almost goes to the pit road. Oh, and that's gonna end his evening right there. What a tough break. And was in the situation, he could still get hard charger. But now the chances of a win have been extinguished here, Zach.
And commentators curse at its finest. He was making really good time, and Dad's just putting it all out there on the line. Checkers or wreckers. As now, as long as Matt Rucci did his fuel strategy correct, I believe he's going to be California dreaming tonight.
The defending winner of this race will not get another virtual surfboard. So Kyle Green moves up into 2nd. Logan Hamilton is in 3rd position. Matt Rucci, 6 laps away from victory and has an incredible lead. 7.5 seconds over Kyle Green. We can tell you, by the way, Connor LaFrance just entered pit road as he did not have enough fuel to go to the end. And, of course, Joseph is in because he knows his chances for a win are over. Let's go to the battle for 4th position, though. Barrett Morton, Ryan Duke, drag racing down the back straightaway, looking for a 4th place finish. Near net code there down the back chute.
Absolutely, and they're side by side all the way through 3 and 4 here. Barrett Morton up top. Ryan Duke on the bottom clears Barrett Morton. And that's going to give Ryan Duke P4, P5 down here into turn 1.
5 laps to go. Everyone giving it what they got. Time to turn it up to the max. And we're seeing that's what Ryan Duke is doing. He's increased the lead as well to 0.3 of a second. Looking at other battles throughout the field in front of them. A couple of back markers, Stefan Purcell, Grant Peterson, Robert Pattengale battling for 16th spot at the moment. That is a wild field. We can tell you, by the way, Joseph has retired the car. He is done for the evening. That's a shame. That's a tough break.
Very tough break. Had a very strong run all the way from the back of the field and made his way up to the front. Looked to be one of, if not the fastest car here, as and just got into the wall, putting it all out on the line. Nothing to hang your head about there. He had an absolutely amazing run.
Duke increasing his lead to about a half second. Let's see if he can close in on Logan Hamilton for a podium spot. Now there's a lot of traffic between Hamilton and Duke, so Duke's gonna have to try and creep around them one by one. He's closing in. He even has the draft as well. I'd be interested to see what the lap times are here at the start finish line. For Hamilton, 42.30. For Duke, a 41.39. This is gonna be a battle for the bottom step of this podium. Here goes Duke down to the inside with 3 laps to go. He gets to work. Can he clear Hamilton off at turn 4? Surprise, surprise. Duke takes the bottom step of the podium away from Logan Hamilton.
Ryan Duke just drove down there and passed him and passed Logan Hamilton like he was a slow grandma in the left lane. Ryan Duke is gone off of turn 4, and he's going to set his sights on Kyle Green.
2 laps remaining here for Matt Rucci. It will be his 2nd win of the season. It's been a great start to the year for the driver of the 48. 4th place finish at Daytona, 3rd place on the Daytona road course. While he was 12th at Pocono, though, he won at Richmond, led 132 of the 200 laps. And then at Indianapolis, he led 24 of the 80 laps. A consistent day for the driver of the 48. White flag is out. 2 miles left here at Auto Club Speedway for Matt Rucci. Started in 4th position. His starting number was drawn for a chance at 3 bonus points. And he is just about a mile away from taking the checkered flags here at Auto Club Speedway. Can't even see Kyle Green in the background. 9-second lead down the backstretch for the final time. He can coast it from here, that's for sure. And off of turn number 4, Matt Rucci, California dreaming in Auto Club Speedway in Fontana. 2nd win of the season for Rucci. He wins the San Logan 200. Kyle Green coming to the line 2nd, Ryan Duke 3rd, Hamilton 4th, and Barrett Morton rounding out the top 5 at the end.
P6 goes to Ryan Dingler. P7, Anthony Massotti. Barrett Uphold, P8. Mario LaPinta, after an early spin, comes back to finish P9. And Colin Stone, also an early spin, comes back to finish in the top 10.
Rucci, by the way, saving some fuel here. He's now pushing in the clutch just so he can do some burnouts.
What an absolutely dominating performance from Matt Rucci tonight. Very fast car. And after he got out front, he did not look back.
So Rucci are about to light the tires up and do some donuts for the crowd here. He's got enough. And we will talk here with your top 3 in just a moment. But while we wait for them, I'll start with you, Brockton. What a great race we saw here. We got the damage cleaned up from the early parts of the race and had an incredible long run to the finish.
Absolutely. That last run had it all. It had beating and banging. It had long runs for everybody to kind of feel out their cars, see what they were going to do. And, of course, a nice long victory burnout by the 48. I don't think you really could ask for anything else, except if you're the other drivers in the field.
Absolutely. So we are going to get the top 3 in here in just a moment. Zach, while we're at your thoughts on the race.
Man, what an absolute stellar performance from the L-TAC guys tonight. They showed why they are the best whenever it comes to the next-gen cars here on iRacing. And absolutely puts on a show for us. Used all the lanes on this racetrack, passing, battles all over the racetrack all night long. We had epic battles for the lead. Green flag pit stops, saw some pit strategy. Just an absolutely amazing race from these guys, and I cannot wait for next week in Las Vegas.
And with that being said, we will start and talk with your race winner, Matt Rucci. Matt, Marty Zacala here in the booth. Congratulations on the win. What a consistent run. You got the lucky number pulled, and you had a big win. Talk about your race as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, going into this race, it was really tough to even run the bottom. You know, just how bumpy it is down there, and how these next gens just snap loose on you. But yeah, it was a great race. You know, we had a few cautions there at the beginning, but it's good to get a long run in, and I made it just in. Had enough fuel just at the end there. I finished with like 0.3, so um, you know, right on there. So it was a fun race, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
How about the action at the beginning stages? You and Green were duking at it amongst it as well. Logan and a bunch of others. How much fun was that going side by side and pulling crossovers on each other and using the draft?
Yeah, it was great. We kept swapping back and forth. It was, you know, it just shows this package is good. You know, there's multiple grooves. The top was fast, the bottom was fast. You can really run anywhere, and have a fast line. So, yeah, I mean, iRacing did good with this package. You know, NASCAR. You know, it was a great race.
Next week, we go to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We also have a little bit of bumps there, but just in turns 1 and 2. Highly banked as well. Give us your thoughts on that race we got coming up.
Yeah, I've done a few officials, so it's been a blast. You know, there's like you know, same groove, like bottom and top both work. So um, should be just like this. We should be really good.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on your run tonight?
Yeah, just Badger Racing, my team, and you know all the guys in there.
Congratulations on a great win, Matt.
Thank you.
Matt Rucci taking home the win tonight here at the Auto Club Speedway. Kyle Green finishes in 2nd position, and we have Zachary Taylor talking with him.
And Kyle Green, after an absolutely stellar run tonight, man, just walk us through your race tonight. Explain to us how your race went and what you feel like was the best part of the race for you.
Just getting a solid finish, just having an overall pretty good race. I'm glad there wasn't too many cautions and we were able to get some green flag runs in. I just, at the end of the race, I had to save so much gas. There was no way I was going to ever make up any time on Matt. So, and then I got gifted 2nd, so I'll take it. But it was a pretty good race, so I can't complain.
Absolutely nothing wrong with a little bit of 2nd place there. We saw you earlier in the race running that bottom line. How much practice did you put into running that white line? Nobody else could run it nearly as good as you. I mean, you had that thing set on rails on the white line down there.
Oddly enough, every time I would try and run high, I would end up getting loose. So I just kept trying to run the low line, and it seemed to work out for me. And when everybody's running high up the track, I got the whole bottom of the track to myself, so I was able to make passes down there and get some clean air, so it worked pretty good.
Absolutely, and absolutely stellar 2nd place run. Go ahead and give us your shout outs, who you like to thank, and who makes that number 18 car go fast every week.
Just Team DSR. We put in some practice and running some practice races and stuff like that, and then just Steven for making my paints. So.
All right, well, with that, Kyle, we'll see you in Las Vegas. Don't have yourself a nice week and catch your flight out there a little bit early. Enjoy the Las Vegas skylight at night, and we'll have our third place finisher Ryan Duke here with Marty now.
All right.
Green finishing in the second position. Let's bring in Ryan Duke. Duke closing in really fast in those final few laps. Ryan, we know you were good on fuel there in the final laps. You closed in on Kyle Green there really well for second. Were you thinking in those final laps about getting that second place finish?
I was actually talking to him. He was low on fuel, so I don't know. He was cutting it, but I didn't realize how fast I was after I pitted that last time. I don't know how I caught up to everybody so fast, but I'll take it because when I got off the pit road, I had no idea where the leader was. I was like, all right, I guess I'm just going to be in 5th or through 10th because that's where I was running all night. So I think I would have done a little bit better if I didn't wreck at the beginning and put me in the back. But yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it was a great run for you. Let's move forward to next week now at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Just what's the outlook look like there in our? I guess
I've heard it's
I guess what you could say is our first legit intermediate race of the season.
I like it because you actually have to drive it. You see who the real drivers are.
Well, anyone you want to give shout outs to tonight on your good run?
DSR, L-TAC, you guys. That's it.
All right, Ryan, we'll let you go. Great job tonight.
All right, y'all have a good one.
You as well. Ryan Duke, finishing in the third position tonight. We appreciate Matt Rucci, Kyle Green, and Ryan Duke for their time on the podium. So that will do it for us. A full field rundown here for you from tonight. Matt Rucci with the win, Kyle Green second, Ryan Duke third, Logan Hamilton fourth, Barrett Morton fifth, Ryan Dingler sixth, Anthony Mazzotti seventh, Barrick Uphold eighth, Mario Lapinta ninth, Colin Stone 10th, Sean Deal 11th, Hunter Thrower 12th, Tyler Grinnell 13th, Joseph Causey 14th, Jeffrey Brogdon 15th, Stephen Purcell 16th, Robert Pangale 17th, Grant Peterson 18th, Kyle LaFrance 19th, and Justin Wilson 20th. Zachary, I'm sorry, take the final 6 spots.
Absolutely, and P21 goes to the number 2 car, Jeremy Berger. P22, Frank Flores the third. P23, Joseph, P24, Kevin Franks. P25, Richard Springer, and P26, our last place finisher tonight, Nate Brooker.
So pretty much that will do it for us. First off, before we go, Zachary, next week we got Las Vegas. Just what are you looking forward to that?
I'm looking forward to these guys being challenged by the hot desert sun. We go to Las Vegas every season, it seems like, and every season that race does not disappoint. It's an absolute must-see event. Sin City, we do a little bit of gambling, a little bit of fuel strategy probably going to be coming in. Tire gambling. It is an absolute must-see event, especially with those bumps in turn one. I cannot wait to see these next-gen cars in these in the L-TAC Cup Series there next week.
It will definitely be a fun one. One more time, I'd like to take this opportunity and let you know that tonight's Sad Logan 200 was brought to you by Tucson Sound Art, introducing an entirely new and enjoyable way to listen to music in your home. Uploading and making your own images and pictures into Sound Art is as easy as 1, 2, 3. It's Bluetooth, no power cables needed, single charge, lasting a bunch of days, and it looks good in any room in the house. Tucson Sound Art specializes in creating custom artwork from your personal artwork and photos. You can also choose images from their expansive collection of high-quality photos. The perfect gift for friends, family, and business associates. To learn more, visit TucsonSoundArt.com. So next time we are with you with the L-TAC Racing League. We will be in Las Vegas for the Vegas Strip 200, so you don't want to miss anything out there. Start time here at 9 p.m. Eastern on LSRTV. Next broadcast on LSRTV is the Sim 500 North Carolina 80811 Cup Series, and that will be taking place at Auto Club on March 7th. So that will do it for us. A shout out to our producer, controlling the buttons, Mason Heimbaugh, I believe. I hope I got that right. And on behalf of our analyst Brockton Packard and our color commentator Zachary Taylor, Marty Sakala signing off. We congratulate Matt Rucci as he takes his second win of the season, and he gets it done in the Sad Logan 200 at the Auto Club Speedway. So long, everyone.